Unfortunately, most Americans are not as well as they could be today, in part because they're eating bad foods. Go into the average person's cupboard and look at how many highly processed products you find there. People are not even shopping the way they once did. They like to go to a mall or a supermarket, load up everything that they can get, generally stuff that will last a while, and take it home. Where in more traditional cultures, people eat on a, let's say, a daily basis what they've collected that day or harvest that day. Even in countries like France and Italy, you don't see refrigerators with tremendous amounts of food. They'll go and get what they need for a day or two. They like things fresh. So I'm going to take you A to Z through everything that you need to know to learn how to have a healthy lifestyle. Now let's say you're a single person and you're living in a big city, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York. How often do you eat out? Probably more than what you eat in. And when you do eat in, do you really sit down and have a gourmet meal? Most of you probably don't. Now, even if you're a family member, do you have finicky children? Do you kind of say, oh, okay, I throw up my hands and give them the kind of unhealthy foods that they really shouldn't be having? And then they end up with allergies and chemical sensitivities. Or are they overweight? We have 96 million Americans chronically overweight. We have millions suffering from heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis. A lot of that can be prevented, or if you should have it, improved if we're consuming the right foods. So I'm interested in getting you back into the kitchen. Now, when you watch many of the shows currently offering cooking advice on television, they'll take you from the kitchen to the hospital emergency room because they're about the most unhealthy shows I've ever seen. First, the people are unhealthy. They're all hyper. And then secondly, it's they're feeding you pork sausages and sugar and creams, the very things that we want to get away from. And most people are not going to be preparing that anyhow because there's too much detail. So I'm going to try to keep things simple. So we're going to make it simple. We're going to show you how to even use the utensils. If you don't have the right equipment in your kitchen, you're not going to try anything. So we're going to show you what you have to do to stock the larder. And I'm going to take you A to Z through herbs and spices to give you different recipes, so get ready to write all this down. You're going to have a lot of recipes, and even if you have finicky children, I'll show you how to make healthy substitutes. The person helping me in that is my daughter, Shelley, who grew up learning how to do healthy vegetarian gourmet cooking. So within a very short period of time, I would hope that you'll not only be selecting better foods, healthier foods, but learning the joy of preparing them, and then taking your time to sit down in a proper ambiance to enjoy and eat them. It's one thing to know you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. It's something else to know which fruits and vegetables, and most importantly, what are they good for? Well, according to the National Cancer Institute, the American Dietetic Association, and the National Heart Association, we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables provide us with phytochemicals. Now, the phytochemicals are rich nutrients that help protect us if we've gotten any damage from, let's say, pesticides or low-level radiation or x-rays or chemicals. They help us. Now let me just show you what I would choose if I were you when next time you go into a supermarket. Mind you, you're not going to eat this if you don't buy it. And if you don't know what it is and what it does, you won't buy it. So I'm going to help you. Right off the bat, if you're overweight, you want celery. Celery juice is your most important juice because it's a natural diuretic. It will flow out all those toxins that are stored in your fat. Remember, you don't want to be losing fat that has a lot of pesticides, a lot of chemicals that you've accumulated over the years and over-toxify your liver and your kidneys. This is the great detoxifier. Celery juice, lots of juice, and it helps your body lose that edema, swelling around the calves, the hands, the face. Great. Then you've got beets. Beets are good in the blood-building nutrients, and they provide a sweetness to the juice as well. Now, this is something people almost never eat, but you've all heard of it. This is fennel. Now, you can eat the little tiny sprigs of fennel as a mouth freshener, but if you cut the actual fennel, this here, into pieces, bite-sized pieces, and you put it in a salad, it's crunchy and it kind of tastes like licorice. But it's very good for your digestion. One of the best single nutrients you can have for digestion. Fennel for phytochemicals, blood purifying, and good digestion. Now, all these fresh herbs like basil, oregano, thyme, dill, parsley, these are all very powerful bitters. And bitters are good for digestion and for detoxifying. Throw them in salads. The radish family is one of your best anti-cancer families. And the radishes should be eaten, I would say, once every other day. You have leeks to make potato leek soup. And by the way, potatoes are low in calories. It's what you put on the potato that makes it unhealthy, but potatoes have lipotropic, what we call alpha lipoic acid. And by having potato leek soup or steaming these and then making them with garlic and a little pepper, it makes a delicious little snack. Arugula. Arugula is considered one of the bitter, sweet greens. Great in salads, and also you can steam arugula and put it underneath a pasta or underneath a piece of salmon. You can mix it into stir fries. You can garnish a soup or make an arugula salad. Good also for parasites and blood building. Very important, arugula. Cabbage. Let's say you've got problems with digestion. You have ulcers. You have problems in your gastrointestinal tract. I'd recommend cabbage juice. You have red cabbage. You have the traditional cabbage. That would make you, one whole cabbage this size would make you approximately 1 glass of cabbage juice. Now, if you mix cabbage and celery together, perfect detoxifying of the system. Parsley, chives, very good. Swiss chard. Stir fry Swiss chard with shiitake mushrooms, garlic, cayenne pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. Delicious as a side dish. Then we have kale. Kale and Swiss chard can be juiced also. We have broccoli. Broccoli is being studied now for its anti-cancer properties. It is part of the cruciferous family. Cruciferous comes from the term that there's all these little sprigs that are in the form of like crosses, like cauliflower, broccoli. That makes us cruciferous. But if you want to help prevent many conditions, you must have the cruciferous vegetables. And this is good for you. Asparagus. Now, the Japanese, Chinese, and the Thais, the Vietnamese have used mushrooms throughout the millennium. Shiitake, reishi, maitake mushroom are known to have anti-cancer properties. They're also very tasty. They have immune-stimulating properties. So if you want to build your immune system up, help fortify your system against disease, mushrooms. Now you can use mushrooms raw. You can use mushrooms sauteed. Portobello, delicious, thinly sliced. Let's say someone in your family likes meat. They're not going to give it up so easily. Take a portobello mushroom like this. You break off the stem, all right? Never wash a mushroom because it becomes soggy. What you do is you brush it down, right? Wipe it off, thinly slice it, layer some soy cheese on this, a sweet onion, some tomatoes, grill that, and put that between spelt bread, and you have the most delicious sandwich you can imagine. Nice alternative. Then we have lettuces, all types of lettuce, like chicory lettuce, which is a bitter, very good for digestion. And you have spinach. Of course, spinach spills blood. And this is the old-fashioned lettuce. This is just an iceberg lettuce. If all the things in the supermarket I'd tell you not to eat, it would be iceberg lettuce. Everything else has more nutrients. Now over here we have some of the tubers. We have squash, parsnips. We don't have enough parsnips and squash. And then you can get this kind of garlic now. They've taken the work out of peeling and pressing the garlic. Garlic and everything. Garlic lowers blood pressure. It's anti-parasitic. It's antiviral. It lowers cholesterol levels. It's a blood purifier. It's the ultimate detoxifier. I'm here in New York City. We have a lot of pollution, a lot of noise, and having a juice each day. And I have watermelon, lemon, lime, all together, and that's great as a great detoxifier. Then we have a food that's misunderstood. It's the avocado. Avocados, yes, they have some calories, but they're healthy calories because the fats are healthy. This is not going to make you fat. In fact, eating avocado in a healthy diet will actually allow you to lose weight. It's what people put on avocados that really is not healthy, but avocados have the kind of oils that help your skin, help your hair, help your nails, help your immune system. So avocados are good. And of course, one of the most important foods in all of nature is the lemon. The bioflavonoids, which are healing nutrients, are under the skin, the white pulp. Now the seed of the lemon has a bitter in it, and it's like a caprylic acid, and it's great for parasites and candida and the yeast that builds up in your intestine because you've had too much sugar and meat. Well, this cleanses that intestine. The great intestinal cleanser and blood purifier, lemons. And over here is cauliflower, one of nature's most perfect foods. And of course, you've got the garlic as you see it, and shallots. Now, this is just some of the things. And parsnips. Parsnips are very healthy for you also. And squash, steamed squash and juice squash. So you see, when you look at what you're eating, and you realize that you're eating the same foods all the time, the average American should be eating a minimum of 9 servings combined of fruits and vegetables per day. The most I can find the average Americans eating in the way of vegetables is 1 to 1.5 servings, and teenagers are only eating a half a serving, and that's because French fries were considered a serving. Fruits, we're not eating enough fruits at all. In fact, some people don't eat any fruits at all. They have fruit drinks, but that's not real fruit. It's sugar, water, and corn syrup and artificial flavors. When you flood the body each day with your 9 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables, and you use variety all year round, using different ones, and you juice these, then you're giving the body the real enzymes, the catalysts of life, the spark plugs for energy, fiber, 40 to 50 grams a day, the different colors of the chlorophylls, the phytochemicals, the antioxidants, and the trace elements. The full spectrum of what we need to prevent disease in the first case and to maximize wellness in the second. It's not difficult to eat right, but you got to start here, making the right selection. Now, let's take a look at fruits.